Hey guys, it's Jessica Hayes. So I don't know if you're like me, but once December or mid-December hits, I get a little bit sick of seeing all of the holiday inspired looks. Typically it's your gold glitter winged cut creasy eye with some red glossy lips, some black winged liner. So what I've done for this look is kind of take the elements and coloring away from that typical Christmas holiday look and made it just a little bit crazy and very different from all of the typical holiday looks that you're going to see this December. So if you guys want to learn how to do this anti-holiday look, keep watching and I will teach you exactly how to do it. So I'm going to start off by doing the brows. I'm going to be taking this liquid lipstick. This is Fifth Avenue from Ofra. And just on a little disposable spoolie. I get these spoolies from cosmetics. And I'm just gonna start by brushing that gold through the eyebrow. Just gonna kind of go a little bit backwards first so you get it right at the root. Next, I'm going to grab the Star Crush Minerals Glitter Adhesive and the Gold Spice Glitter. So I'm gonna grab another spoolie and just kind of run a little bit of this glitter adhesive over the spoolie. Blowing it a little bit to make it a little bit tacky. But while it's still tacky, I'm gonna dip that totally into that little canister of glitter. I'm gonna tap that off as much as you can. And then I'm just gonna pat at first, because we don't want the glitter to go everywhere. And kind of lean forward a little bit. It's not really quite as glittery as I want it to be. So I'm gonna try a different glitter over the top, but before I go and do that, I'm just gonna kind of even it out on the other side so that it looks even. Now I'm gonna take the LA Splash Tool Midnight Glitter Adhesive. This adhesive is a little more sticky. Get some evenly on the spoolie. I'm going to use the Makeup Geek Sparkler in Asteroid, which is a lot more of a finer glitter. Yes, that's better. Kind of like the combination of the chunky glitter with the fine glitter. So if I was to do this look over again, I would have started maybe with the Makeup Geek Sparkler first and then popped the other glitter over the top. Just going to draw a little more of a tail with the Nabla Dazzle liner, seeing as I kind of take my tails off to make them a little more straight. While that's still wet, I'm just going to pat a little bit of that Makeup Geek Sparkler over the top of it too. For the eyes, I'm going to take these Danessa Myricks matte colors. This is the color Primary Red and Real Love. I'm just going to take a little bit of the Danessa Myricks Invisible eyeshadow base. I'm going to just apply that with my finger. This is just like a see-through kind of skin smoothing base. I couldn't decide between a glossy smoky eye or a wing, but I think I'm going to do like an ombre winged liner. See if I can get it even either side. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the wing. I'm going to follow this lower lash line upwards. So that is the most flattering way to wing out your liner. Sometimes when I do a mistake, I'll take my nail and just kind of go underneath the liner. I'm going to draw out the shape a little bit first. Because my eyes are slightly hooded, I'm going to leave my eyes open to do this. Take that across like that. Just fill that in a little bit. I just want the liner to go a little bit over my lid. Then I'm going to grab some of the red color. With the eyes open, I'm going to get that in the inner corner to meet up with that original line. And then pretty much I'm just going to color it in. The bright red on the inside of the eye. Wipe the brush off a little bit and then use that deeper burgundy on the outside of the eye. If you guys don't have these products, you could definitely use a liquid matte lipstick. So when you get to the middle center, you'll just kind of mix those two colors together. Just make sure that line's nice and crisp on the top. And then you try to get it even on the other side. Somehow, with the miracle of Krampus, I got these bad boys even. So, yay. I'm gonna take what's kind of left on my hand with this Furless PPE2 brush. It's mostly that darker burgundy color. I'm just gonna buff that underneath the eye. Crack it out. By the way, I would definitely recommend testing these colors out around the eyes first before you go crazy with this. Sometimes people can be sensitive to red pigment around the eyes, but just test it out first to make sure you're cool. Just gonna buff that line a little bit. Just gonna buff off that little oopsie that I did with the red smudge on my finger with the foundation brush. So kind of buffing this up in the direction of the wing. Kat Von D Raw Power Metal Crush. I'm just gonna buff that underneath the eye as well. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of the Grande Mascara. This isn't my favorite formula, but it's the only one that I've found lately that hasn't been going underneath my eyes. That has been driving me crazy, so I have been using this a little bit. I even tried the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof, and somehow that left spots underneath my eyes as well. I was like, what the hell? This is meant to be waterproof. Fail. Gonna go ahead and add some contour. I'm gonna use the NYX HD blush in taupe, and this is the Furless Pro 5F brush. You can buff that back in a little bit with your foundation brush. This is the IT Cosmetics double-sided brush. I'm going to use the Danessa Fire Halo Powder for the cheeks. This is the Furless Pro 7E brush. I'm just gonna run that along the cheekbones right there. This highlighter is white with a red reflex in it. I'm gonna run that right up to the wing right there just a little bit. I might just run that under the brow bone, just a wee bit there as well. Just a little bit on the cupid's bow. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Kiss lashes in the style Shy. After applying the lashes, I always get this little tool from Cosmetics and clamp the lashes together. That's just to make sure that your lash isn't hanging down and then the false lash above it, because that just makes it very obvious that you're wearing fake lashes. I'm just gonna take this blending brush B1 from Furless and just make sure underneath is blended. For any glitter fallout, I'm gonna grab a little piece of sticky tape and just wrap that around my finger and remove the excess glitter anywhere on the face. I'm gonna go ahead and do a nice matte black lip, and I've decided that Ofra the Bronx is my most trustworthy black lipstick choice. I'd have to say Ofra is my favorite liquid lipstick formula. I'm going to perfect the lines with the Smith Synthetic 203 brush. I left this step to last because my eyelids are a little bit hooded. I'm going to pop on some of the Illamasqua Corruptor Special Effects Gel. So basically the more hooded your lids are, the more kind of sticky they're going to get when you use gloss over the top of them. So make sure you leave this step to last. And usually you want to place it just right in the center of the lid to give that high impact shine. And usually I don't really put it close to the lash line because of the heat of your skin. It's going to end up traveling there anyways. Glossy lids always give the instant cool factor. I'm just gonna go ahead and just pop just a little right underneath the eye, just right there too. I'm gonna go ahead and slick my hair back using this Oribe Star Glow. Oribe definitely is more of an expensive hair care brand, but it's cruelty free and works really well. So literally I just comb my fingers through my hair with that Star Glow wax, and I like to use my fingers about this far apart as well so that it doesn't get super slick. It kind of has like a little bit of a texture to it. So there we go guys, that is my anti-holidays look. Basically I just wanted to do something total opposite of what you expect for a holiday, and pretty much that is, you know, gold glitter, winged liner, red lipstick. Pretty much I've used a combination of those things but in different ways, so it's not your stock standard holiday look that we all get really tired of seeing by the end of December. I am in love with a glitter brow. I think this is such a cool idea to just make an instant wow factor if you're doing like a photo shoot, or even just if you're going grocery shopping. One of my favorite artists on Instagram to follow, Luminara, she's been doing glitter brows a lot lately and it just looks so freaking fabulous. This was the first time I was working with these Danessa Myricks matte colors and they are fantastic. I feel like if I had have used a cream color by now, the gloss even would have started to move that, and it hasn't even budged the color yet. So I'll have to wear it for a few hours and see how it actually lasts on the eyes with gloss. But definitely if it wasn't with gloss, I'm gonna say, well, it's 24-hour wear it says. So there we go, 24 hours. So I hope you guys have liked this kind of different Christmassy holiday-ish look. So make sure you tag me on Instagram, Jessica Hayes MUA, if you do end up wearing something kind of inspired by this crazy Christmassy holiday look, or whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. Anyways guys, thanks so much as always for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.